Some question. This one, okay? Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Together we chant from verse 8, 9, and 10 and 11. 8 to 11 we'll chant together. Nanu karma tatha nityam kartavyam jivane sati vidyaya sahakaritvam moksham pratihitadraje yatha vidya ratha karma choditatvā visheshatah pratyavaya smriteshchaiva karyam karma mumukshubhi nanu dhruvaphala vidya nanyat kinchidapekshate nāgnishtomo yathaivañyat dhruvakāryoऽप्यपेक्षते तथा ध्रुवफला विद्या कर्म नित्यमपेक्षते इत्येवं केचिदिच्छन्ति न कर्म प्रतिकूलतः. So we have seen these three objections, threefold objections, and I keep referring to them because we are going to be here for a little while. Until verse 23, he is going to keep refuting. First, he gives the summary of the objections and a summary of the rebuttal, and then after that, he is going to take up each of these things in detail, and then, as I said, make it threadbare. So first, we have just applied the bulldozer. Now then, we have to make it all threadbare and understand the limitations of these kinds of thinking, because if there is any residue of this kind of a thinking within ourselves, we have to let it all go. So that is why I'm keeping on referring to these three, because we can't afford to forget them, because they will be there throughout. So Nanu, this Nanu, here here is the translation which I took from another place. You may say knowledge does not, yeah. So here it looks like the Purva Pakshi, but actually I checked it up. It is not. It is Adi Shankara saying Nanu here. That's why it's confusing. Nanu, indeed, Dhruvaphala Vidya. Anyat Kinchit Na Apekshate. Don't forget the na there. Yeah. Don't say it's only one syllable, so what? No. It's a big thing. So, Nanu, indeed, Dhruvaphala Vidya. This Dhruvaphala means that which is its own phala. Vidya doesn't, what is the phala of Vidya? It is immediate. So, knowledge being immediate, we saw that. Knowledge being immediate, which is what? Vastu Tantram. And he's going to explain that. Knowledge being immediate, then Dhruvaphala means certainly the results of knowledge, which is what? Abba. Ayyo. Yes. Moksha. So, the results of knowledge, namely moksha, will be what? Immediate. Because the vidya is immediate, moksha is also immediate. Just like what we demonstrated last time. You don't know what crystal looks like, and I show you this is what is called crystal. Immediately you know now what is crystal. You don't have to then go to the temple and pray. You don't have to do that. Or shouldn't have prayed before and then come here, only then you will know what is crystal. As long as the alignment between the means of knowledge and the object of knowledge is there, knowledge is said to take place. So that is what is meant by Dhruva Phala Vidya. Na kinchit apekshate. There is no other thing that is needed. Nothing is needed. To see the crystal, only eyes are needed. Eyes are the means of knowledge here. Means of knowledge in Sanskrit is called Pramanam. Absolutely. So, as long as the eyes are open and the mind should be behind the eyes, because many times you may see somebody walking by, you don't even recognize them. It's not that you don't recognize them. What is it? You're not paying attention. If you paid attention, you knew they would be there, but you're not paying attention. Therefore, the mind is not behind the eyes. Sight has taken place, but the mind has not registered. So then, for the sight to take place, the eyes and the mind are one thing. They are both, the eyes are the means of knowledge. And so therefore, this is what we say is immediate. Knowledge is immediate. Aparoksha. That is a Brihadaranyaka Vakya. Sakshad aparokshad Brahma. This Brahman is Sakshad means right in front of me as me. Aparokshad. Aparokshad means it is never away. So that is what is said here. Nano, indeed, Mr. Purvapakshi or Mrs. Purvapakshi, Dhruva Phala Vidya Anyat Kinchit Na Apekshate. It does not need anything else at all. There is no Sahakaritvam. That's the idea. You don't need a recipe of that and something else. No, it's complete in itself. And then it's funny because the next two lines are the Purvapakshi. What does the Purvapakshi says? No, na, starts with na, naysayer. Okay, yeah. Na. Why na? Agnishtomaha yatha eva anyat dhruvakaryaha api apekshate. I already told you this is not the case. I gave you two, three verses telling you my position, but looks like you, Adi Shankara, are slightly dull. Why? Because you're not understanding my position. I am giving you the example of a yajna, called Agnishtoma. Why this yajna he chose? Because it takes you directly to heaven, apparently. It takes you to heaven if it's performed properly. It will take you to heaven. Of course, we don't know. It's a non-verifiable belief because even if somebody has gone to heaven, they don't come back and remember it. And so, Agnishtoma is also what? Is directly responsible for going to heaven. But it has a lot of angakaryas, satellite rituals, not performing which the main, what is that called? The main result, which is heaven, is denied. This is what is said in the Mundaka Upanishad also, to show that everything like whatever this is being said is a total, the big, colossal waste of time. Yasya Agnihotra Adarshama Paurnamasam Anagrayanam. One before Anagrayanam, something else is there. Yasya Agnihotra Adarshama Paurnamasam Anagrayanam Athiti Varjitam Cha Avishwadevam Ahutam Avidhinahutam Asaktamamstasya Lokan Hinasti. Yasya Agnihotram. Somebody's Agnihotra. Means somebody's performance of the Agnihotra is Adarsha. Darsham na vidyate yasya. That the yasya here is for the homa, not the person. Describing the homa, and what is the homa here? Devoid of darsha. Darsha ritual has not been performed. Sloppy person just did Agnihotra twice a day and that was it. Closed up the shop. And then full moon day also did not do the full moon ritual, Aparunamasam. So the Agnihotra is devoid of, whose Agnihotra is devoid of the Paurnamasa ritual. Ashtadasham. So 18 elements have to be there. 4 priests from each of the Vedas. What's the math? 16. Not fair because I already told you. Yeah, doesn't count. 16 priests, 4 from each Veda, and then then we have, and then that's only 16. But here it says Ashtadasham. Yeah, Yajamana and wife. And Yajamana means the one who is worshipping. And you worship along with a spouse. You don't worship by yourself. In fact, unless you are married, you cannot do any of these homas. First qualification, you have to be married. That is the qualification for Karma Kanda. For Jnana Kanda, you have to know that you are married. So, then, Adarsham, Apaurnamasam, Agrayana ritual is not there, Anagrayanam. And then Atithi Varjitam cha. Stingy people did not call a single guest home to feed them. No Atithi. Did not give a single rupee in Dakshina. See, these yajnas are very, very powerful if they are done properly. If not, they just bite you. There is in the Veda a sentence that says, Agnihi Arvodit. The Lord Fire cried. Why should I care? Let him cry. No, but at least you must be curious. Why did Agni Devata cry? I would like to know. Well, we don't know why he cried, okay? But we know when Agni Devata cries, when you cry, what happens? Salty tears come, salt water comes through the eyes. When Agni Devata cries, he cries tears of molten silver. Big deal, why should I know that? Well, there is a connection. So when you invoke Agni, don't give silver as a yajna gift to everybody. Varhishi rajatam radeyam. Varhish means in the yajna. Varhishi means in the yajna. Rajatam radeyam. One must not, the silver as a gift article must not be presented. What should you present then? Gold. Don't say copper, lead and aluminium. No. If silver itself is not acceptable, you have to go up, not down, cost-wise. Give gold, don't give silver. Why? Because if you give a silver gift, silver symbolizes what? Tears. You, the Yajamana, and the family of the Yajamana will have reason to shed tears in 1 year, within 1 year. This is what the Veda says. So, like this, there are all these things we have to know in the karma. What to give, how to do this, and this person is what? Anatithi. Atithi yajna varjita. Atithi yajna has not been done. And Vishwe Devas, there are certain deities called Vishwe Devas, they have to be invoked. Dig Devatas have to be invoked. Directional Devatas have to be invoked. Vishwe Devas have to be invoked. And then Ahutam. Ahutam means you don't say, I think I'm having guests day after tomorrow. I have to, keep a little bit of ghee. So just put a little bit because I need some to make pulao tomorrow for the guests. And I was too lazy. I did not go to the market. Don't have extra ghee. So this only I have to save because I'm having 20 people over for lunch. So you needed a few drops which you look under the microscope and then it will look big, no problem. Ahutam. Ahutam means the here is alpa. You are not generous with the dravyas. Dravyas you have to be generous with. Same thing. There is a saying, Yakshanurupo balihi. The sacrifice, the offering must be as big as the deity. Like Brihadishwara temple. In where? Tanjavur. It's the biggest Shivalinga that you've ever seen. Guaranteed. So you go there and have a wonderful time. And go there during the Bhagavan's meal time. And you will see like a whole 100 kilos of rice being offered. Then of course it is distributed to the poor who are sitting there. But that is how much it should be offered. Look at the size of that blessed Linga, Shivalinga. And in fact, Pujya Swamiji was consulted. Pujya Swamiji was asked by the priests. We feel the power departing from the temple. Every time we went there, every time people went there, they would find that all their wishes and desires were fulfilled, their prayers were answered positively. And now we find that Bhagavan just is not giving enough. Swamiji's first question, what are you giving? They just showed one small teacup. This much rice we are giving. Swamiji said, are you out of your mind? You have to give this much rice 3 times a day. You have to make it and serve. And lo and behold, the visitors increased after this was done. Everything just became so much better afterwards. So these Anga rituals, these satellite rituals cannot be taken, it's just a satellite. No. Maybe a satellite, but when you are performing it, it is a star of that time. So everything that is said must be done. So ahutam means not properly offered, not enough offered. Avidhinahutam. Avidhinahutam means there is no order in the offering. Because the Agnihotra has rules. Yada lelayate hyarchihi samidhe havyavahane tadajya bhagavantarena ahuti pratipadayet. When the archi, the fire, is lelayate, dancing, when the fire starts to dance, it's ready. That means it's hungry. It says, give me, feed me. So the fire first has to tell you, feed me. Just like you don't feed a person who is not hungry. Let's say Atithi comes to your house and says, I'm not hungry. And you say, eat, here's the food, eat. You say, okay, we'll wait for some time. You may be hungry, but you have to wait for the guest to be hungry. So, like that, here also, when the fire is dancing high, it is ready to receive the oblation. And then, tada, ajya bhagau antare. Ajya bhagau means 2 servings, bhagau means 2. Ajya bhagau, 2 offerings of ajya. Ajya means kind of a homemade ghee. Baby, what shall I say, butter melted in the baby sun rays. That is ajya. So That Ajya Bhagav, these two offerings of Ajya, Antarena, in the middle of the fire. Sometimes it says offer to the left, sometimes it says offer to the right. Here, Antarena, Ahutihi Pratipadaye. It should be in the middle of the fire, it has to be offered for it to yield the results. So avidhina hutam means, what is that? Keep half the ghee for myself and the other half I put. No. Ahutam, avidhina hutam. Then what happens to them? Asaptaman. Asaptaman means up to and including. This a is a prefix which means up to and including. Ang Maryada Vachana. Ang is the prefix. So that ng goes away, only a is left. A Saptaman means up to and including the 7 lokas, including Brahma Loka. Tasya lokaha, lokan, all the lokas for this person, hinasti, are destroyed. So the person goes after death and says, knock, knock. Who is there? The one who did the Agnihotra improperly. Okay, the door is shut. Goes to the second realm of heaven. Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Tapaha, Janaha, Satyam. These are the various realms of heaven. What's the difference? In one there is a bigger bungalow, softer mattress, memory foam mattress, and all other amenities. Bed tea, bed coffee is given, all these things are there. Okay, where does it say? Right here. Okay. So then you go there to the each realm of heaven, and the doors are closed to this person who did not do the Agnihotra properly. Agnihotra, Agnishtoma, same thing, same difference. Some kind of heaven going ritual you haven't done properly. You were sloppy, you were careless, you were not mindful. You did it because it needed to be done, not because your mind and your, what is that called? Your Shraddha, etc. was in it. Then, so asaptamans tasya lokan hinasti. So even Brahma Loka, where there is at least a slight chance of gaining knowledge, Brahmaji teaches. No, Brahmaji is teaching, I want to go there. What should I do? Whole day you're doing yajna. Oh, okay. And then at night I get to sleep? No. Whole night you're doing upasana. And this combination, if you do properly, will land you in Brahmaloka, where Brahmaji is the teacher. You will be invited inside, you will be given a notebook and pen to take notes, and then you will be given a nice soft cloud to sit on. And then what? Brahmaji comes, wonder which face is going to teach. You don't know, because he's got 4 faces. If suddenly he decides to teach through the back face, everybody has to reseat themselves, facing the teacher. Here it's a difficulty how to face the teacher. Okay, never mind. You finally face the teacher. Then you wonder what is the text. Then the notebook and the text you open, Upadesha Sahasri. And so here you get that without Agnihotra, without Upasana, without Agnishtoma, and you don't have to stress yourself whether I offered in the middle or in the end, or where did I do it properly or improperly. I'm not getting any guests. Why? It is still post-pandemic, nobody is visiting anybody. So where will I find the guest? All these things. And all this you don't have to worry, but all that he will say later. So here you can see how stressful the yajna is. Yajna is extremely stressful. Well, you just get a headache afterwards, and for 3 days you have to just recover after a yajna. Very, very stressful. because there is iti kartavyata. It has to be done this way and no other way. These rules have to be followed, and that's a big headache. And so here, Agnish na means the na is right there. Na, no. Agnishtoma Agnishtoma yatha eva anyat dhruvakarya api apekshate. Your jnanam is just like our Agnihotra, Agnishtoma, whatever, is like our ritual that also needs another thing. Just like Agnishtoma, if you just do Agnishtoma and not do all these other satellite rituals, you can't go even to the lowest rung of heaven where the musical celestials, Yaksha, Kinnara, all these people are. Dancing celestials, musical celestials are at the lowest rung of heaven, called Manushya Gandharva Loka. So you can't even go there, let alone to the highest rungs of heaven. And so, therefore, your Vidya also needs other things to fructify into moksha. To that, that is what he says in line 2. Tatha, in the same way, Dhruvaphala Vidya karma nityam apekshate. Nityam karma apekshate. Nitya karma needs to be done. Why? Because the fruit of knowledge, which is what? Moksha. The fruit of knowledge, which is moksha, depends on other factors than just knowledge. Therefore, you have to do this. It looks like a repetition, and it is, but it is very, very important. Because even now, I mean, who is doing yajna? Nobody. Nobody even knows how to spell it. And so therefore, nobody knows how to do yajna. And then as a result, what happens? People are just, what can I say, disconnected from the Vedic way and customs of life. So one can easily gloss over these verses and think them to be irrelevant to my pursuit in the contemporary times. Not so fast. Because even though I'm not a yajna aficionado, I'm not fond of doing yajnas, I don't even full well know what they are or what they do. It's all up for grabs, I do not know that at all. Still, however, I am affected by my doership, with which I have identified completely. So this outsider argument, we have to convert into the insider argument if it is to make sense. We have to convert it to an insider argument. And what is the insider argument? Definitely, Jnanam needs something. I need Sanskritam. Without Sanskritam, I cannot have moksha. That's the notion. Without karma yoga, I cannot have moksha. Without prayer, I cannot have moksha. Without bhakti, I cannot have moksha. All this is true, but it doesn't mean that they are simultaneously needed. One is the preparation and the other is the knowledge itself. So you cannot confuse preparation for karma. This is how we have to look at it like this. Because if I told you this is a crystal, you don't need any preparation for it. It is immediate. What preparation you need? You just need to have your eyes open and make sure that the mind is, you're paying attention. That's the preparation. So similarly, you are Brahman, need some, you don't need immediate preparation, you have to have those qualifications. And those qualifications being there, the qualifications are that which enables the pramana to unfold for me. That's the qualification. The qualification is for the pramana, the means of knowledge, here the shastra, to make sense for me. And that is how I have to approach this knowledge. And so here he says that Tatha dhruvaphala vidya karma nityam apekshate. So nitya karma is needed. Like I said, get up before dawn, do agnihotra, following all these things, and then do the 5 yajnas, and go to class and sleep. That's all will come. Even without doing yajna, sleep comes. So easy. So after doing yajna, getting up at 3 o'clock every day, definitely what will come? Sleep only will come. Tattvamasi will not come. So therefore, this, and then there are many other reasons. This jnana samuchaya, this is what it's called. Jnana karma samuchaya vada. These, all these 3 versions of the objections belong to a school of thought called jnana karma samuchaya vada. Vada, what is vada? School of thought. The school of thought that says that let's all get along. Jnana and karma are together. And they are together and they will together help you to get moksha. This is jnana karma samuchayavada. They cannot handle you saying jnanam is by itself. They cannot handle you saying that. So then, this is, and then the last line, iti evam kechit icchanti. This is Adi Shankara, the Siddhanti talking. Iti evam kechit icchanti. Some people are of this view. Which view? That karma and jnanam together produce the knowledge and of myself as free. Karma and jnanam produce moksha. Some people are hold that view, they are of that view. Kejit icchanti, some people would like to have it this way. No, no, absolutely not. This is not why. Karma pratikulataha. Knowledge and action are incompatible with each other. Like fridge and fire, ice and fire. You want to cook rice, you put it on ice. Is going to happen? No. Incompatible. And so, karma and jnanam are incompatible. They are incompatible because of many reasons. First reason they are incompatible is karma is something you have to do. Jnanam is nothing to do with doing at all. Karma requires a person to identify themselves as karta, doer. There should be somebody who says, I am the doer. And karma is like a 2-step thing. Even if it involves knowledge, like a recipe book. Why do I need the recipe book? I know not how to cook. That's why I need the recipe book. Then I look at the recipe. 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of vegetables, and then some whatever, masalas. And then you steam it and cook it this way. Does that solve the hunger? Reading the recipe, does it solve the hunger? No. I have to then bring the materials and actually make this recipe come to life. Or if I'm really hungry, I have to just eat the recipe book. That's all. Only 2 options available. So I have to actually bring the things. I have to go to the market, have all the things at hand, and then follow what it says one by one by one. And this Agnihotri and all these karmathas, the Purva Mimamsakas are used to only this. They think jnanam means jnanam of the yajna, which is written in the Vedas, but then reading that is not sending me to heaven. If I say, Ajya bhagav antarena ahutihi pratipadayet, Ahuti, actually dual. Ahutihi pratipadayet. If I read it, will that take me to heaven? No. If I worship the book which gives this recipe, will that take me to heaven? No. I have to actually perform this. So similarly here, in our heads, now we are switching back and forth between the insider-outsider argument. In our heads, the thought that the knowledge is both the necessary and sufficient condition for removing ignorance is just not there. I know Vedanta, but I want to experience Brahman. You are right now experiencing Brahman. No, I want to experience Brahman. Please tell me, I know I'm Brahman, but I want to experience it. What is an experience? That which you get into and that which you get out of. That's an experience. If Brahman is that which you get into and that which you get out of, does it become finite or infinite? Finite. So instead we say, every experience, the one who is aware of is you. You are of the nature of that which is always experienced. When is the I not experienced? Is there some kind of a absence of the I in between two thoughts? No. I am the one who upkeeps the thoughts. I am the one in whose presence the thought is born. I am the one in whose presence the thought resolves. Next. Next thought also, in my presence it arises by me. It is sustained in me. It resolves. I am the ocean that observes all the waves of thoughts come and go. And the waves of thoughts do not make a difference to the ocean. Do not make a difference to its grandeur, to its roaring, full nature. Wave is nothing but the ocean. Ocean is not the wave. So similarly, here also, I am experiencing myself all the time. There is no absence of I experience. I am the one who identifies and experiences myself even now in the waking state, that is provided I am awake. And then I am the one that is experiencing myself in the sleeping state. But since the mind is also asleep, I only realize it later. I am the one who experiences the dream state. What else is left? All the joys, all the sorrows, everything. I shine the light on every experience. And I'm able to do that because I'm self-experienced. I experience myself and I experience everything else because that everything else is just an extension of myself. It's not other than myself. Everything I experience. But there is a rampant feeling. Vedanta that we learn in the classroom is theory, and then after that I have to have what? I have to have practicals. It's like chemistry. What practicals? And that's why I keep getting inundated by requests. Please talk about Vedanta in day-to-day life. We are talking about day-to-day life. No, talk about Bhagavad Gita in day-to-day life. Upanishads for daily living. That's because this is not understood. Why? There appears to be a disconnect between the head and the heart. The head knows the heart is stubborn, or something like that. Between the knowing and the behavior, there is a disconnect, which also I experience. And in experiencing this disconnect, I think something is lacking in the knowledge. Along comes a Purva Mimamsaka and I say, where were you all my life? Please teach me some Yagyans. Please make me understand this. Please make me understand that. Please help me to do this, that. Then only I'll be satisfied. That's ridiculous, really. Because it doesn't, nothing is needed. Because when you know something is this, then you don't need to do anything else after that. But we have inherited the Purva Pakshi's stage by stage accomplishment theory. First I read up and then I put it into practice and then it becomes karma. Then after karma I get karma phala. It's a 3-step endeavor. But that's not how Atma Jnanam is. Because another reason, Atma Jnanam is not new knowledge that I had never previously heard of, that I had never previously known. Like Agnishtoma is new knowledge. Before I read this Upadesha Sahasri, before people read this Upadesha Sahasri, many people did not even know what Agnishtoma was. And if supposing I had translated Agnishtoma as an ancient Vedic cake, people would have written that translation down. Because I don't know what Agnishtoma is. First time I'm encountering. But when I tell you, you are whole, is that the first time you're encountering wholeness? No. The craving for the wholeness, which I already know, has brought me here. This I, which the Veda describes, is never away from me. This is a stark departure from the Purva Bhaga of the Veda. Agnishtoma, unheard of. And fact that, what's his name? Agni Devata cried, unheard of. First time I'm hearing that, and then that means even Agni cried, it's an Arthavada Vakya, and so that Vakya means something needs to be done afterwards. It is telling me what to do, it's telling me what not to do. Here the knowledge is not telling me what to do or what not to do. It is telling me who I am, and then it is helping me in the process of telling me who I am. It is helping me drop the notions connected with what I think I am. It's not an addition. Oh, I have to by heart this recipe. No, it's more of I have to drop these notions. In the face of the truth, I have to drop these notions. And since I have to drop these notions, the notions have to get completely, totally dropped. And then what? Then the I, who was already craving a sense of belonging with everything, craving this oneness, wanting this freedom from a notion of bondage, the I that is always already feeling that I'm missing something. That I is told you are the whole, it's a completely different cup of tea. Yes, I knew that already, and now you are reconfirming whatever I knew. And now I can drop the things that don't belong. The dropping is also not karma. Things do get dropped. Like supposing you saw something from far, mistook it for a human being. This lady moved into a new house. And then all the movers came, put all her furniture, went away. She looked out of the window. Again, it was twilight. We like examples in twilight. What did she see? A man standing like this in the backyard. Uh-oh. Maybe it's one of the movers, or maybe I don't know who he is. Let me give it 15 more minutes and see if he's still there. She had drawn the curtains. She peered. After 15 minutes, he was still there. Called 911, there is a lurking stalker. In my backyard, there is a stalker. The police came immediately. Shone the light on what? The man. Oh, we go along with it. Yeah. Shone the light on the man. And the man turned out to be what? Sthanu, not even a tree, a stump of a tree with two branches hanging out like this. Purushaha eva sthanuhu. The so-called Purusha, the person, is what? Stump of a tree. This is the mistake. Now she wasted the police's time and they gave her a warning, please don't call 911 in vain. Next time when she opens the curtains, is she going to get scared? No, it's gone. Sthanu Ajnana is gone and replaced by what? Sthanu Jnana. It's as simple as that. Stump ignorance, gone, is replaced by what? Stump knowledge. In fact, there is no such thing called stump knowledge, even though we technically put it this way. What is stump knowledge? There is no such thing called stump knowledge. The Purusha seen in the stump is dismissed. Then what is left? Stump. Similarly, replace the stump. The stump now stands for Atma, which is seen as a scary thing. Oh my God, Atma is very frightening, Atma is very scary. It's a very lonely place. I don't want to go there, I don't want to be there. That fearful apparition superimposed as it were upon the eye is dismissed. And then what is left? Atma. This is the difference. Because it's not teaching me what I don't know. Unlike the first portion of the Veda, it's telling me everything that I don't know. And some of the things which I will never know for sure as a proof, as a proven reality. The Veda, for example, says there are lots of nice trivia. The crows in heaven are white. Oh, that's nice. And they have teeth. Why, don't ask, okay? They have teeth. Maybe some ancient genetic mutation, I don't know. Some genetically mutated crows. Who knows? Crows in heaven have teeth and crows in heaven are white. Veda says this. So let's say I go there. Upon going there, there is corroboration. But when I go there, I have forgotten that I have read this because there is no memory of anything else. So there is no way to corroborate sitting here, whether checking up. You can't say to the crow, please open your mouth. Say ah. What will it say? Ka. It can't say ah. First of all, it can't say ah. Then somehow you make it open your mouth, let me count your teeth. You can't do that. No proof. Because whatever is being taught by the first portion of the Veda is aparoksha. Something that you don't know, something you will never know. Many things are like that. There is no proof. In other words, it's a non-verifiable belief. When and if you go to heaven and you say, ah, yes, I have taken some photos of these crows. You don't know that. And by the time you go and see that, it is pointless anyway. It's the anticipation. You don't know that. When you don't see the crow, when you are here in this realm, and then you hear about the crow with white crow with teeth, you are very intrigued, no doubt. But there's nothing you can do about it. You have to take it on Shraddha. Here, Shraddha means non-verifiable belief. That one survives the body. That after I drop this body, I survive. Non-verifiable belief based on Shraddha, reverence, bhakti, respect for the Vedas. That after I drop this body, I will travel all over based on my punyas, etc. Non-verifiable belief. Then in the course of my travel, I will go to heaven. What is that? Non-verifiable belief. Having gone there, I will like it. I may not like it. Non-verifiable belief. Pujya Swamiji was once told by an evangelical person that he met on the train. You and your thousands of gods, you know what? You are going to hell. Pujya Swamiji said, thank you. I'll be in good company. Meaning I don't have to listen to you in hell. Then it will become heaven. So this is what it is. So hell, heaven, that it is there, non-verifiable belief. That once I go there, I will like it, non-verifiable belief. Having enjoyed all the realms of heaven, I will come back, non-verifiable belief, except for a few people who have some memories of their past life. Mostly, 99%, non-verifiable belief. So the first portion of the subject matter of the first portion of the Veda is what? Paroksha Vastu. Things that are away from me. Delectable things, wonderful things, wondrous things, curious things, great things. All away from me. Like Cancun or any other island in the glossy brochure that you see. Away from me. I have to go there to experience the delights because the experiencer is away from the experience. But what is the subject matter of the Jnana Kanda? You. Simply you. And what kind of a you is it? It's a you that is whole, free, and total. Is this a matter of belief? No. It's a matter to understand. Because I already know this. Somewhere I know this. Why just the individual, even the pharmaceutical companies know that you must not be depressed. That is not your Swarupa. Have they studied Vedanta? Not at all. But they know anxiety is not your Swarupa. Depression, sorrow is not your Swarupa. That's why they keep bringing out new drugs to battle with anxiety and depression, because it is the person says, I don't feel like myself. If depression were my real nature, I should be comfortable feeling depressed. But I'm not comfortable. I reject that as my definition, totally, fully, wholly. And so that means what? The subject matter of the last portion of the Veda is aparoksha. Aparoksha Atma, an Atma that is always known. I am, it shines. Aparoksha Atma, about whose nature I already have some inkling. Aparoksha Atma, that is not unfamiliar to me. And whatever is said about the Aparoksha Atma is not a recipe. It's merely a self-description, an autobiography, which is actually very, very relieving. Very different from the autobiography that I wrote. Oh, what was your autobiography? First chapter, why me? Second chapter, I am in description of samsara, not like Vedanta, but in the other way. Third chapter, very, very sorry, but I am a samsari. Fourth chapter, nobody loves me. Fifth chapter, I don't love anybody either. Sixth chapter, conclusion, no, to be continued in the next chapter. An autobiography that never comes to an end. An unending saga of sordid tales. This is the autobiography that one writes. Are you happy with this autobiography? No. Then why did you write it? I don't know. I felt compelled to just, it was cathartic. I vented it out. And these publishers published it And it is number one on the on the what is that? New York book list. That just shows misery loves company. That's all it shows. Nothing else. And then, in fact, you've rejected that autobiography. You're disgusted with yourself that you even wrote it, you thought of writing it. Get this away from me. Very sick, sad autobiography. The Upanishad says, can I try? But how will you write my autobiography? You can write my biography, but you can't write my autobiography. You overthink, you think too much. Just sit, relax. Let me have a go at your story. Because your story, you and me are one. Let me have a go. First chapter, all is well. Second chapter, I'm the most glorious thing there is. Third chapter, there is nothing unlike me. Fourth chapter, there is nothing like me. Fifth chapter, I'm not a wanting person. Sixth chapter, I am not flailing and enslaved by the bonds and cords of samsara, so-called samsara. Seventh chapter, therefore I do not need a savior. I am already free. No to be continued. Mangalam concluded. This is the Upanishad's autobiography. Of what? Of an existent being, me. It's the autobiography of the jaded, faded jiva. It's beautiful. It's my own story being told to me, the kind of story I would have liked to have written. But I didn't know that this story was true about me. Because what I got, I was already born in ignorance, and then the people around did not help. Everybody was hopeless, everybody was upset, everybody was around me was angry. So I thought, even though I did not want that to be the normal, I thought maybe this is how it is. But even though I was saying that, I did not want that to be true. Did not want that to be true. And so the subject matter of the latter portion is completely different. Very, very different. And this way, we see that there is no karma needed. Karma is needed when the subject matter is paroksha, away from me. If the subject matter is myself alone, I just need a vision adjustment. I just need an outlook change. That's all I need. I don't need any other change. I don't need to do anything after gaining this knowledge. Very important to understand this. And still, there is much more to talk about. But let us see if we have done the 11th, 10th and 11th verse totally. Yeah. It is evam kechit ichanti. Kechit means some people hold this view, but that doesn't mean they are right. Even if the majority were to hold this view, the majority is what? Wrong. Yeah, majority means so many things. Majority of the people think that this vidya is a waste of time. Yeah. Are they correct? No, they are not correct. A tepid no, but at least a no. Yeah. Yeah. Karma pratikulataha. It is opposed to karma. We saw that. And we'll see a little more things we have to see. And we'll see that in the evening class. Schedule change for tomorrow and day after. What does it say in the book? Meditation and? Okay. So we'll keep those same timings. One class in the morning instead of meditation, 7 to 8. One class in the evening, 7:30 to 8:30, instead of sad. Okay? So 7 o'clock, class. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. And then 7:30 also what? Class. So today you can ask more questions because no satsangs for the next 2 days. So before you have withdrawal, you can ask a few questions. Did we say, we didn't say that, close now. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yoga 11 to 12:30, next 2 days. Yoga 11 to 12:30. Okay? Then the rest of the time you can go see what Kumbhabhishekam is. There is a question of Kumbhabhishekam. Add it to the satsang file. I'll answer it this evening. I'll see you now.